I know. We rocking, man. We rocking. Now we rocking.
Yep,
Party
yep.
people in the place to be, man. It's your boy Cully, man. It's your man Sub 209. We in the building tonight, man. It's the after party, man. Get your cups out. You know the Dallas game is going on. I'm probably gonna check the. Oh, pardon me. I'm probably gonna check it out, but you know, you know how that go.
But
So
for now, tonight's topic is going to be not a mock draft, but a big board. So we're going to talk about 1 through 14. Who would we take at number 1? Who would you take at number 2? So on and so forth. So if y'all got a number 1 or number 2, just go ahead and jump in the chat and let us know who y'all taking at that position. So I'd like to just thank everybody who's joining us tonight. Knicks after party, like my boy Cully said. Let's go ahead and get this party started. So with
man.
the number 1 pick on my draft board, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Jabari Smith.
Oh, it's big boy talk, man. That first pick is big boy talk.
Yeah. He just is just a lights out shooter at 6'10",
6'10".
220, 7'1" wingspan. He kind of reminds me of Chris Bosh towards the end of his career when he was more of a spot up shooter, not athletic, rookie Chris Bosh with the Toronto Raptors. Not that Chris Bosh, because that Chris Bosh will yam on anybody. He was ready to take heads off and flex rims back in his days. But when he started, getting a little older, he started just depending on that shooting. That's kind of how I see him, because at a 93 of his field goals made, he only dribbled 96 times going up into that South Carolina game. Then he had like 74% of his field goals made were either on 0 or 1 dribbles. So it kind of reminded me of they had a clip not too long. I mean, it was a while back ago when of Clay, and they called him No Dribble Clay, and he had just a gang of points without even putting the ball on the deck.
Right.
So he kind of reminds me of a taller, lankier, skinnier, No Dribble Clay.
Salute,
So
salute,
yeah,
salute.
that's what we need. That's what we need. We need shooting. We need snipers. We need flamethrowers. We need guys who just light it up.
We need them
Yeah.
flamethrowers here, man.
With that length though, because that's just the offensive game too though. Because
I was about to say, yeah, go ahead, my fault, go ahead.
no, go ahead,
No,
jump into it.
I was just gonna, no, I just wanted to say, yeah, we need that and that athleticism, man. That length and that athleticism, we need both.
Right, because that's what I'm saying though. Like he's switchable on defense. He can guard the perimeter. He's good on the weak side as far as sliding over and blocking shots. So um, I'd rather take him, number 1 over the other guys for that reason. And to me, he has like a higher upside than a lot of the other guys in the draft, just off of his shooting length and his athleticism.
Right.
So how do you feel about that? Who would you take
Um,
number 1?
number one.
Yeah, number 1 overall.
Number one, I might have to go with Bonchero, man.
Palo Panchero.
I think Bonchero is it at number one. Jabari Smith is a good pick at number one too, but I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say Bonchero's gonna go. I feel like his stocks, for some reason, I just feel like that last week. I feel like draft week, his stock is just gonna be crazy high. That's just my opinion. I feel like for some reason, the hype. But he's a hard worker, good IQ, like we always say. He's a hard worker too. He's not no slouch, man. He definitely takes care of his. Yeah, he's NBA ready, like Finesse said in the chat. Salute Geraldine, salute DSJ. He's and I think he's NBA ready. Like some guys are just ready they're just ready for the game. They're just prepared for the next step, and that's why I just think any team that gets him, that's a good pick. That's a solid pick.
Yeah, he has that NBA body too. That's NBA ready as far as able to take contact. That's something that Jabari Smith won't be able to do. Is take contact like Paulo Banchero. But as far as me, I just his comparison to me was more like a Julius Randle, and we already have Julius Randle on the team. There's no need to double down on carbon copies of the same type of player, especially when one's already established.
I mean, he'd be the right-handed version at least, no?
Yeah.
Now you got somebody who goes right all the time.
I think one go left, one go right, huh?
Can he finish with both, Manchado? No?
What's that?
Can he finish with both? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. He can finish with both. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, he can finish with both. He can work you in the post. You know what I'm saying? He has good footwork.
It might be.
Strong. He does the exact same thing. He go coast to coast, bring the ball up, hit you with a step back. Like he don't get me wrong, he's nice. He's nice, but we need different things for the Knicks. We can't just be having the same carbon copy of different guys on the court doing the same thing. We need to have a variety of, shooters, slashers, defenders, athleticism,
So
passers. We need passing. Like we don't have guys that have really good vision on the Knicks to kind of like have touch passes, find guys threading the needle, just always ahead of the play. But we'll get to that because there's a couple of guys in the draft that I want to talk about too.
Yeah, I was about to say. So you're saying we need a one of a kind player in this draft. That's what it's looking like. I think that's what we need. But we'll get to that, like you said.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't go wrong either way. Both of those guys are going to have long careers in the NBA, as far as what their skill sets are and, what they bring to the table. So let me salute some cats in the chat. We got
yeah.
Go ahead, Kelly, because I'm doing it from my phone. And
I was just looking. I was reading what everybody said as you're going. We have to get lucky in the job. Yeah, we do have to get lucky. Randall got to go. No, I mean I feel the same way. Finesse, Randall. There's the trade rumors heating up. We'll probably get to that somewhere on the show with the rumors heating up for the guards. The scenarios. We'll probably get to that. Panchero, he does have good vision, yes. And the SJ said, be careful with that NBA ready title. We've seen players with that potential still need development and be called bust right away. Nah, I'm okay with it. He's NBA ready because it's not like he's gonna get drafted to us. No, because it's like he might not. Now, if he gets drafted to us, the Knicks fans will be saying, "Nah, he's a bum. He's a bum." And, Knicks fans are impatient. You know what I mean? That's how Knicks fans are. I mean, I think he's NBA ready, man. They just right situation. That's all. You got right situation. What up, Chuck? What up, my man, Chuck?
No, I'm with you though too, because he has a lot to his game though. Not only can he work you in the post, but he could face you up too though. You know what I'm saying? Like he go ISO through the legs, cross you over, go off the glass. Like I mentioned, he could go coast to coast, hit you with a euro. He's very for that size. And that's kind of one of my comparison because that size of him and Julius Randle, they're very mobile and fluid with their movement. For that size, 6'10", 250. So that's all I'm getting at, though. But he's just he'll be a rookie, so he won't be as seasoned, as having Randall there. Or, we just eliminate Randall and just get the younger version. So I mean, like I said, you can't lose. You can't lose either way, right? With those two guys. I'm just kind of going by with the way the roster is currently constructed. We could just add a sniper with the Jabari Smith, plus the weak side help defender and blocking shots, and we're kind of like adding more to the Knicks bag as a collective unit.
Right.
That's all I'm kind of getting at, and yeah, he does. Paulo does have good vision, as far as finding cutters, using his peripherals when his back is to the basket and finding cutters like that, that he does have that as well. So, yep, you can't go wrong with either one. He's also a high IQ player, something that Randall isn't. We mentioned.
Yeah. We thought he was a high. I mean, I'm not gonna say that.
No, we did it, man. We're clowning him. No spindle Randall handle. Just throwing the balls bouncing off his foot, going out of bounds. It doesn't see the double teams, but yeah, that's a whole nother show. We trying to stay on topic.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but yeah, there's I feel like a lot of nice pieces in this draft 1 through 14 that we could pick, and it would be a nice solid piece. There's nobody that after everybody needs a little bit added to their game. There's no really. I would say probably Paulo is the most polished player. Maybe. We'll get to it. We'll get to it next. So my number one was Jabari. Your number one was Paulo. I'm just gonna flip it. My number two would have been Paulo, and your number two would be.
Oh, wait. Oh, your number two is Paulo. Okay, you said it so fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so your number two is Paulo. So Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with Chet.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I know he's projected to go high. Gonna have to go with my man Chet, man.
All right. And for what reasons?
Chet is another one, skilled, very high potential. I mean, yes, he has a slim frame. He has this awkwardly slim, slender man frame. Yes, we get it. He has a lot of potential to him, though, man. I do think. Well, now him, I don't think he's as NBA ready as Banchero, but with the right fit, I could see him working out. I think of like a Porzingis. I think of him as. I don't know how Chet's injury history is. I'd rather have Mitch over Chet. Yeah, me too. I don't know how Chet's injury history is, but if because I don't want him to be injured like KP, but I was gonna
Right.
say he might be the version of KP that never got injured, pretty much. I think that's what he would be. I think he's a good shot blocker. I don't know how hopefully all that translates to college. He can put it on the deck. He moves like a guard. What's he about? He's about 7 feet, right? 7
He's
feet.
7 feet 195. He's
Right.
super thin.
That's
Super thin. That's the part that scares me is, he's because like you said, he doesn't shy away from contact and he goes and blocks shots. But when you're, when a big center, 250 center is going to yam on you, like, man, you're going to get hurt. Your wrist, you're going to get bent up, basically. So that's the only part that makes me nervous is how durable is he going to be in the NBA, on the NBA floor. So
right.
even though he has all the tools, his all-around game will face you up, in the perimeter, work you in the low post, block your shots, has great, ball handling skills, go coast to coast. He'll help you on the weak, like I said, a weak side. But that frame, we've seen it. And the problem is that we've seen it with KP. So I'm not willing to take that risk.
Well, KP's finding his way now. He's just always hurt. But then again, do you think it's because of that frame that KP's always hurt, or it's
because you remember when KP was first started with the Knicks, he was blocking shots, he was challenging people at the rim, like he wasn't. Yeah. Then after a while, you just saw it going away. And then you used to see him cross over. You used to see him cross people over, and then he stopped doing that.
It was slow. It worked on guys his size.
Yeah, only on guys his size. Yeah,
guys did not see that coming. They did not see that crossover coming.
Yeah, but you don't see that no more, though.
See it no more. I mean, he still does put up numbers. I will say though, despite his injuries and all that stuff.
Yeah, and speaking of numbers though, Chet only averaged 14 points, 9.9 boards, so he does get you, that double. But like as far as Paulo got you 17.1 points and 7.7 boards, and Jabari got you 16.9 points with 7.4 boards. So he's like there. He's not scoring. He's scoring less than what Jabari and Paulo did throughout the year, but he has more all around game and fluidity as far as that for that height and size. So it's I don't know. It's kind of like when OKC took that one Poku Escovinci or whatever his name is.
Pavlevsky, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about though. They kind of have that similar frame where they kind of just work the perimeter, But I don't know. I think if you would have asked, this would have been our pick a couple years ago, then I would have been like, all right. But right now, I'm like, nah, we've already been there, done that. I'm moving on.
Well, you mean like in general, or you mean for the Knicks?
I'm saying as far as the Knicks. So this is my.
I don't want him here, no. I'm good.
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right though, but just not in New York, man. Don't put that pressure on that skinny boy, man.
Right. That's kind of what I'm going by, like a mock board as far as who I would pick, for the Knicks.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah. I would pick Jabari first if I had the Knicks, and then I'd pick Paulo second if we had the second pick, and then third would be Chet.
Third would be Chet.
Because you can't really. I mean, if he falls the third and you have the third pick, you kind of gotta take him. You can't let him keep falling, down the board, or you trade the pick, Well,
at least I made a good number one pick. But all right, I know who. You said who you picked for 3? You just said it, right?
I would pick Chet third. Yeah.
Chet. Okay, then you pick Chet. Okay, so
Yeah.
and now you still going?
No, I mean that's pretty much sums it up. His game, what he brings to the table, and yeah, he's just too thin. We saw what happened. What's been happening to Nerlens Noel with his thin frame.
Oh man, it's slim frame century, man.
I just want to learn from my mistakes, not make the same mistakes over and over and over. You know.
Right. They're supposed to. Oh man, you would think that slim. Y'all don't know. You would think they would last a long time in the league, but it's whatever, man. If we're going on to the number 3rd pick, for me, I'm gonna go with Well, you want to explain yours first?
Well, I had already picked Chet.
You already picked. Okay, well you said okay. Well, yeah. in my case, I'm picking Sharp.
Ooh, whoa! You went high on Sharp, huh?
Yeah, man. I like that athleticism, man. I like it, man, and I think we need it. I think that's a need on the team. I'm tired of us I'm tired of us being submissive to other teams, man, because we can't keep up with them. I'm just tired of it getting out hustled, outplayed. We lost games. We lost too many games this season to what the coach despises the most, and that's the youngins. That's the young teams just outrunning us. I don't even know if it's a matter of hustle anymore. Of course, I mean, I want guys that hustle, but we lost to young teams about 5 times this season. The Blazers, Magic. I mean, I don't want to get into all that again. The OKC, comebacks and all that stuff. Even the net. You can count that Nets game because we got beat by Cam Thomas. So I count that game too. Cam Thomas, a rookie, cooked us, and they made a comeback. We was destroying them. So I'm gonna go with. Cam Thomas is not athletic, but he's young and talented. But I'm gonna go with Shaedon Sharp. Shaedon Sharp, man.
So, are you making that pick just based off athleticism?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong though. I think he broke the record as far as the highest vertical, 1 inch higher than MJ.
Yeah, he has the highest vertical.
So right there, that's 49-inch vertical. That was recorded. So, I mean, that's a lot to be said right there. If you can use that and you can figure out how to use that athleticism, but when I hear verticals and athleticism and high motor, I just keep hearing Obi in the back of my mind.
I was just gonna say Kevin Knox. Okay,
No. This one's high motor. This one's high motor. Yeah. He has a high motor. He has that athleticism and that vertical, and I'm like, that sounds just like Obi.
Just a smaller guy, a smaller brand of Obi, man. He might have a little more. Well, I'm not even gonna say that. I can't even say he has a little more in the bag yet because he didn't play yet, so I can't say that. I mean, from college, not from high school, it seems like he has he's a guard, so of course he has guard moves. Put it on the deck, all that other stuff that comes with putting it on the deck.
Yeah, that's cool though, because you got him high on the board, and I moved him a lot further back because of so many question marks. But that's cool though, because that's what makes it your board and my board.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right.
So I'll get to it when it's my turn. But for me, the 4th pick, I ended up going with Johnny Davis.
Ooh, Johnny, I forgot all about him. He's on my board, but I don't know if he's.
Yeah, because to me, Johnny Davis is just a hooper. Johnny Davis, he's not going to wow you with his athleticism. Like, he's not going to jump out the gym. Smooth. But he averaged 20.3 points a game, 8.3 boards, 2.3 assists. Like I mentioned, he doesn't have that elite speed. He doesn't have that explosiveness. He's not very fluid with his handle, but it works. You know what I mean? Like, he has the high IQ. He can read the floor offensively and defensively. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has just a real great feel for the game where he knows his angles. He knows his spots. He knows, like, he sees the game ahead of when guys are cutting, when how to find them. If he's driving to the cup and a defender gets in front of him, and he does a spin move, and then there's another defender, he doesn't get rattled. He'll make the necessary adjustment, whether it's passing out of that or turning around and hitting a fadeaway. So it's like he doesn't get shook. Like he plays at his own pace, And those are the kind of guys that I like, just guys that know how to ball, point blank, period.
I figured out who he reminds me of as a shooting. He's a shooting guard, right?
Yeah, he's a shooting guard. 6'5", 194.
184.
I mean,
I figured it out.
Who is it?
He reminds me of Kevin Martin.
I can see that. But Kevin Martin had that ugly little slingshot.
Now you don't got that. Well, he does. He got well, not the jump shot. You know what I mean? The smooth game.
Yeah. But that's a good comparison though.
Smooth game, shooting guard, slim frame. He's not a big dude. He's a slim frame, athletic. Like sneaky athletic kind of dude. He might dunk on you every now and then. Now he's not gonna go for it, but he'll try a reverse layup before he tries to dunk, like a fancy,
right.
Athletic acrobatic layup before a dunk. Below the rim, more so below the rim than above, but he'll catch you if you slip on him. But yeah, that's who he reminds me of. And he had Kevin Martin had post up game too. He could post up a little something too. He'd take you off the post too. So that's who he reminds me of. Just that smooth, that grown man game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like he just plays poise on the court. He has a lot of counter moves. Like if you stop one, he's just gonna go into a spin or go into a step back or go into it's never just like, oh, I'm stuck. What do I do now?
Right.
Just keeps the ball alive. Has a floater game. Nice little step back game, post up fadeaway. Like he's just nice all around, and that's what we need. We need high IQ players on the offensive end and the defensive end. And I know a lot of people have Jaden Ivey, ahead of him, but you can't go wrong either because Jaden Ivey does have that athleticism, and for that reason, I'll get into Jaden Ivey next though. But yeah, and for that reason, I picked Johnny Davis to go fourth.
Go fourth?
Yeah.
So fourth, I'm gonna have to say fourth, I'm gonna have to go with the opposite, man. I'm gonna have to go with Ivy.
That's what's up.
The other two guard.
Yep.
I already said Sharp, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with. Oh man, more guys coming to mind now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Ivy, man. I'm gonna have to go with Ivy and another shooting guard. He might be what up, Jay Boogie? What up, Jules T. Williams, Robert Paul Salute? I'm gonna have to go with
Luke Fellas.
Ivy is what the more athletic version of Davis, but yet he's not as good of a shooter, right?
Right, super athletic, above the rim. You know what I mean?
The wrecking crew.
Mm-hmm.
To the basket.
Smoother with his handles. You know what I'm saying? Like
smoother with the handles.
More shiftier.
He's not what 6'4", 6'5" as well.
6'4", so yeah, he's 1 inch shorter than they're the exact same weight or what? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big guard, shifty. He's not a small guard, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe he just plays bigger because he's more reckless. I always think the guys that play more reckless are bigger than what they are. They play bigger. They're above the rim. So yeah, shifty. Yes, we know he can't shoot, but he does have a good IQ. He will pass it. He will pass it. He's not going to force too much. And as much as the Knicks need shooting, we need finishing. Like my man, I ain't spoke to him in a while. Hadouken would always say. We need this as much as we need this. So I'm gonna go with Ivy at 4. I like and plus I think he'd be able to push the pace. And he gives me a very Ja Morant feel. I had to throw that in there. He gives me a very Ja Morant feel. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with Ivy at 4.
No, I hear you though, because it's one of those things. Pick your poison. Do you want the uber athletic guy that can slash and yam on you, or do you want the guy to kind of set the table up? You know what I'm saying, and find open cutters and guys slashing. And when it all fails, he just takes the little midi or whatever and gets his own shot. So it's kind of like, do you want D Rose that could get his own bucket, or do you want who would be a shooting guard, or like you said, like a Kmart? Would you like a Kmart? So I mean,
one thing with a guy like, not to cut you off, my bad.
No, you good.
Thing with a guy like, I'm gonna say like Kmart and Johnny Davis. This is nothing against Johnny Davis. The question is. My thing with Johnny Davis, is that a guy you would build around, or is he just a good piece to a team? That is yet to be seen. I get more of the laid back, I'm gonna just score my buckets and play off you guys kind of vibe from him. That's what I get. I get that. Oh, I'm gonna fit in, get my buckets, and play off of you guys. I'll be like he'll come onto a team to be like second or third scorer. That's the vibe I get from him. And I was gonna say another thing. When you there is a shooting guard I just named that can do both. He can athletic and he can shoot. He likes to shoot, and that's Sharp. Sharp likes to shoot from 3 too. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see though. We'll see though coming into the next season how it goes.
Yeah. Well, the thing about like I mentioned, because I have Jaden Ivey right after Johnny Davis, because I prefer the guy who checks all the boxes. You know,
right?
Can hit the midi, can hit the 3-point shot, can get his own bucket, can pass. You know, can make the right pass, plays. You know, defense with the high motor, switchable on defense, can guard 1 through 3, because he was guarding Jaden Ivey during those games when they were matched up against each other. And then Jaden Ivey was guarding somebody else, so he stood up to the plate and took the challenge when it was time to guard the best player on the court, whether it was a 1, 2, or 3, because Johnny Davis could guard all 3 of those positions. Right. You know, now the thing about Jaden Ivey is, like I mentioned, he just has too many question marks. Is he a point guard? Is he a shooting guard? Is he a combo guard? But then he can't shoot because he doesn't have no midi. He doesn't take any middies. He'd rather get all the way to the cup, or he'd rather just dribble and hit a nice little step back at the 3-point line. So there's no in between game. Not that he can't get there, but he just doesn't feel comfortable right now at this time to be taking those shots. There was a couple times during the games I'd watch him drive to the cup. Somebody's a center or somebody steps up, then he'd be in the paint, and since he couldn't get all the way through, he would just pass it out, you know, instead of just pulling up on him. So, like I mentioned, to me, with this draft, you know, I'm tired of missing on players. Like we got to hit, even if they're a role player, even if, you know, they're somebody who's going to be running with the second unit. I'm okay with that for the time being. We can't have any more Nilikinas. We can't have any more Knoxes, just misses. Whoever we draft has to be productive to the Knicks. They have to have some kind of playing time. They have to bring something to the table, you know. So, like I mentioned though, like he does have that athleticism, lightning quick in transition, but he's just not that floor general. You know, he's not going to get others involved. He's more, like I mentioned, a D Rose who's going to look if one, you know, at the first option. If that first option is not open, he's just going to go to the cup. You know what I mean? So I get both. I get what you're saying though, because we do need that athleticism. We do need guys who can get all the way to the rack and play above the rim, and, you know, get those and ones, those easy buckets. They're just easy buckets out there. I'm just looking for more of a team player right now. More of a, that's kind of how I would set up the team. You know, more of a team player. But if he's there at, you know, at 5, because that's where I have him at, then yeah, I would definitely take him at.
You got Ivy at 5?
Yeah, I would definitely take him at 5. After Johnny Davis, though. You know, he's that slasher that can finish with either hand. You know, like I mentioned, can handle the rock. Yeah, if that's the route you're willing to go, I'd go that route with my number 5 pick. So who do you got for 5th then?
This is a tough one. So I said Jaden Ivey was my number 4, right? Yeah. Let's see.
I go first if you need me to. I already went with Jaden Ivey. Never mind.
It's number 5, right? We talking? Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like there's a guy in my head that I just can't think of. Number 5, I'm gonna say. I think I'm gonna have to go with Mathurin.
Okay.
Go with Mathurin, Benedict Mathurin. You know, another athletic swingman, another athletic swingman. Not the best shooter. You know, another guard, not the best shooter, but the athleticism is there for the taking, and it's just you cannot pass up. You just can't pass up the athleticism coming in. You know, Can't shoot well, but like I said, another guy, 6'6". Another guy. Like I said, you can't pass him up. That's about all I can say. It's the athleticism. I'm more so leaning towards the guys on the perimeter, swingman. That's what I'm leaning more towards. I'm leaning towards perimeter guys with some athleticism, or just in the backcourt, guys that can two and up. I'm not looking for many guards no more. Did I mention any guards? No. Yeah, two and up, man. The two. I'm looking for the wings, not so much. Yeah. But yeah, that's me for number 5. You can go ahead, so.
Nuggets.
No, I hear you though, because he was next on my list. After.
Okay.
Right after that, yeah, right after Jaden, and I was going right after Jaden was Bennett Mathurin. He's right up there. I mean, they're all pretty similar with the 17.7 points, 5.6 boards. They're all around that 36% 3-point shooting, 45% field goal percent shooting. He's also 6'6", he's 6'6", Johnny's 6'5", and Jaden's 6'4". He doesn't have that athleticism that Jaden has, but he has some sneaky athleticism to him. He's not thin, but he's shifty and handle the rock too, so he could get his own bucket. He'll hit you with a hezzy, cross you over. He has all those intangibles of getting his own bucket and getting by the opponent. So yeah, I like him too. I would I just like him a little less than the other guys. So with the 6th pick, I would definitely pick Bennett Mathurin. He, like I said, he's a little bouncy, athletic. Plays above the rim. He ain't afraid of catching a body. And he's good for a nice little highlight. If he gets a fast break, he'll hit you with a nice little windmill. So he does have that kind of athleticism if the opportunity presents itself. So, he's physical. He doesn't shy away from contact. He's pesty. He's strong enough to bang with you in the post. He has good defense. He's twitchy on the defensive end. He'll open up his hips and, has good lateral movement. So, and not just on ball, but he's a good help defender as well. He'll stay on his mans, but he'll be able to help out and recover at the same time too, though. So, and another thing I like about him is that he's unselfish and looks for teammates too, not just I got to get my own bucket, move out the way, So he's a good passer off the bounce though. You know what I'm saying? So, oh man, I got to echo. Shoot,
you got to echo.
All right. I heard myself for a quick second.
Freezing.
All right. Yeah. Then he'll find bigs on the oops. You know what I'm saying? So like he always has his head up. Looking for slashers, cutters, guys going baseline. He's a bucket getter, you know what I'm saying? He's just a slasher, you know what I'm saying, and plays above the rim. So I do like him at that 6th spot.
Okay. That was number what number was that for you? My fault.
That was 6 for me, and they had a mocked anywhere from like 5th to 9 in a lot of the mock drafts. So right. we're kind of around the same area as far as players. It's that Shaden Sharp though, when that threw a wrench in the whole thing when you took him 4.
Okay.
But I ain't mad at it though, because I can see it going, because it's like we're not able to talk to Shaden Sharp, talk to coaches and things like that, have workout sessions and things like that, like the NBA is. So they have a lot more information than what we could go by. We could just go by on highlight tapes and things like that, because he didn't play a second with Kentucky last year, even though he was on the team.
Right. All right, so that's what you had at 6. So at 6, I'm gonna have to say, for me, who's my? What did I just say? I said Matthew at 5 for me. So 6 for me. I'm gonna have to say is my man AJ Griffin. Better
All
Duke.
right. All right.
Was it Duke? It was Duke, right? Yes, it's
Yeah,
Duke boy.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
See, hey, we're not that far behind because that was my next pick. So go ahead, though.
Yeah. So, and I saw a mock draft the other day that had him going to us too at 11. So AJ Griffin, I like AJ Griffin. He's a bucket. Um, yeah, he's another scorer. He's a calm. He's pretty calm with his buckets. He reminds me a lot of Jimmy Butler. I would hope the defense is there like Jimmy Butler is too, but that's neither here nor there. The guy can shoot. Another calm scorer, composed, mature. Um, he gives me some street baller vibes too, some pickup ball vibes. He's also another guy from New York, like further up New York. Can't remember where. He reminds me also a lot. I always say this. He reminds me a lot of. Wait, is AJ Griffin from New York? Anyway, he reminds me a lot of Ben Gordon. That's what I always say. He reminds me a lot of Ben Gordon. Ben Gordon was another bucket in the NBA. So I always compare them. He reminds me a lot of him. I see a lot of Ben Gordon and AJ Griffin. That's just me. Um, the other guy, 6'6", can score, can shoot well. You know, picks his spots very well. Um, that's who I got at that's who I got at 6.
Yeah, well, I'm taking him at 7, and he's kind of moved down the board instead of up the board because he didn't really have a good March Madness.
Right.
You know, games he didn't really perform the way he should have. He kind of just took a step back and kind of let Paulo take over. I don't know if it was just because Paulo was hot or whatever the case may be, but it dropped the stock a bit. I still like the kid though. He was originally supposed to be mocked at 5th earlier in the year, and I can see why though, because to me, I feel like his comparison was like a right-handed R.J. Barrett. You know, a lot of other people, some people would say he may be a Jimmy Butler, but even R.J. was compared to Jimmy as well. Yeah, this kid is just solid. A 6'6" solid. He's built like a defensive end, just strong, powerful, a good slasher. Strong upper body strength, lower body strength. Just the kid is just strong. Period. Though, so when he goes to the rack, he has those power dunks. Like he would just yam on you. He's a good help defender, and with that athleticism, he's able to go block on the weak side too. He plays the passing lanes. That's another thing I like about him. And I mentioned it before, he just has a wide stance because of his shoulders and the way he releases. He has a wide stance when he shoots his threes. But he can finish with his left though, even though he's right-handed, he can finish with his left.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not very elite as far as. I mean, he has a nice 3-point shot. Like, as far as his percentage, 48% 3-point shot. His free throws are 75%, but I just feel like he just needs to do more, be more confident while he's out there, and that's kind of why I think he fell back a little bit. It kind of showed during the tournament that he didn't step up to the occasion. He kind of just fell back a little bit, and his confidence is what gets me. Can he take it to the next level? Because he has all the physical tools to, be a Jimmy Butler. But, does he have the mentality to take it to the next level? That's why I kind of picked the other guys ahead of him, because they have more offensive weapons than he has. He has more physical tools as far as strength and power, Not very shifty, he's not very shifty and twitchy with his like ball handling skills. He just gonna kind of just one dribble get past you, and he makes his mind up quickly on what he wants to do. So he's not gonna mess around going east and west. He's just gonna go north and south with the direct lines to the hoop. So yeah, I'm taking him with the Was that the 7th pick? Yeah, 1, 2.
Yeah, that was 6 for me, right?
Yeah, that was 6, and I took him 7th.
You took him 7th. Okay, so me for 7th. So at 7th, I'm going to take I'm going to go with Keegan Murray out of Iowa. 6'8". He's a wing. He has defensive potential. Yeah, everybody that knows me knows how I feel about wings. I hate. A lot of games we lost was, we got cooked on the perimeter. And Keegan's pretty solid, man. Pretty solid wing. Can put it on the deck. Well, he's not the best when he puts it on the when he puts it on the deck, but he's a smart player. He has a good shot. He can shoot. He can cut. He cuts very well. He finishes very well. Like I said, defensive potential. He's a good rebounder. 6'8", good rebounder. I think he'd be solid for us on the wing. I think he has potential of a two-way player. So that's where I'm going at with Keegan Murray.
Okay.
I think Keegan Murray is more of a safe pick for most teams. I think he does give me Harrison Barnes vibes in a sense. But I like his game though. He has a solid game. He's more of a wing. He's more of a 3, maybe small ball 4 perimeter guy. He's a solid player though.
All right, and for the chat, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and throw who you guys got for the 7th pick, or go ahead and throw your whole lineup out there in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Who y'all got 1 through 14? All right, so that was your 7th pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that was your 7th pick.
Yeah, my seventh pick.
Yeah. So now we on 8. So at this point, this is where I'm throwing Shaden Sharp in. I'm going 8 with Shaden Sharp, only because, like I mentioned before, all the other guys ahead of him had more than the athleticism. Either they brought, ball handling skills, they, get their own bucket. They had good IQ in passing. They had 3-point shots. They had something other than just athleticism. And now that we go, you chose Keegan, Keegan doesn't really have that athleticism. So now that's why I have Shaden ahead of Keegan. So with my 8th pick, I'm picking Shaden Sharp. He's just straight athleticism. Great in transition, just a good finisher. He has that 7-foot wingspan too, which is crazy. He's able to just catch oops with those go gadget arms, even if it's not nowhere near him. He'll catch it with one hand, he'll catch it with 2 hands. He mostly jumps off of 2 feet.
Right.
He mostly jumps off of 2 feet though. When he gets up in the air. He struggles when he's trying to bring the ball up and going one-on-one and creating separation. He really doesn't. He could dribble, but he doesn't have like too many moves. He can go through the legs, go behind the back, but it just doesn't look very fluid when he dribbles the ball. Like, he doesn't have a lot of confidence in his handles. His handles just need to be a lot more tighter, and he dribbles too high when he's bringing the ball up. He doesn't really get low with the ball when he's going one-on-one. He's just super raw for me. You know what I mean? And he has a lot of work that needs to be done with his mechanics, and his pulling up off the bounce. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not, his shot just not fluid enough for me. So, when he does take those shots, he has that like Reggie Miller kick out, like the Dirk Nowitzki leg kick out. Like, he doesn't set up vertical like a trophy when he releases a shot. It's more like I don't know, just more like playground, like playground ball, the way he goes out there and plays one-on-one, and the way he takes his jumpers. So it's something that, like I said, he's young. He may be like one of the youngest guys in the draft. So the more time he has, and like I said, he could have probably already fixed that. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to see him all year. I'm just going by a whole year ago tape of what he did, and that's the reason why I couldn't pick him so high, because of all that mechanics. He does play good defense though, because like I mentioned, with that 7-foot wingspan, he covers a lot of ground. If he's helping sagging and playing help defense, playing the passing lanes, he uses that length to his advantage and that athleticism to get that first step in the passing lanes to kind of pick the ball off and get into transition. So I do like that he could be that two-way player, with just built off his athleticism instead of leaking out like Obi leaks out. He get his hand on the rock and create his own points on transition instead of depending on others. So I get it though. You know what I'm saying? I see how why a lot of people like him for those reasons. But I just need more. Like I need shooting at least. Like if you give me like shooting, or you give me just like a go-to move or something. But I get it though. I get why people are so intrigued. But he just fell a little bit, further for me in the draft than probably a lot of other people are looking at him at. Not, what I'm saying, not to say that he's a horrible player, because he does have high upside. But yeah, I'm taking him behind the rest of the players at number 8 for me though.
My bad. Gotcha.
No, you good.
That's number 8 for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So number 8 for me, it's another guard wing. I'm gonna go with I don't know how to pronounce it. Agbaji.
Okay. From Kansas, right?
Kansas. Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with him. A lot of good potential in him. Another 6'5" guy. It's not like these wings it's not like these guard and wings are that tall. They're all around the same height. So I'm gonna go with Agbaji. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm going with him at 8. I think he's very solid. Can shoot very well, especially from the corners. And Tibbs loves him. He loves them corner threes. He's very he has a lot of defensive upside. He has a lot of defensive upside. He's a very good catch and shoot guy. Very fundamentally sound when he catches it, and he has good form on his shot, good release on his shot. He knows how to get open. He moves without the ball very well. Another, just a fundamentally sound guy to have on the team. He's as well as he's a good shooter, coming off the screens and stuff. He's also a good cutter. He's a good cutter, a good finisher at the rim. Makes good reads. You know what I mean? He makes good reads, and I think he has a lot of good defensive potential. A lot of good defensive potential. As like I said, at 6'5". The guy, he's
he's a winner. And he's a winner.
He's a winner. He has the athleticism. He has the athleticism to go to the basket. You know what I mean? And he's gonna try to finish strong every time he goes. Every time he cuts back though, he's gonna look to finish strong. Like I said, he's a winner. That's pretty much all I can say about him, man. He's solid. I'm trying to think of the guys that we have. I mean, we have RJ, who's about 6'5", 6'6" as well. This guy Agbaji is very he can guard at least 1 through 4. Defensively, he can guard at least 1 through 4. He has the athleticism. He has the length. He has the length to guard the 4 in some spurts. That gives me Marcus Smart vibes. You know what I mean? I like the guy. I would say higher. I would have him higher, but there's other guys I like too. I can't even lie to you, but I like this guy a lot. If we don't get sharp, or I may take him over AJ. Who knows? But if we don't get sharp, the only thing is with AJ's a better scorer than Agbaji. But I would say if we don't get sharp and maybe an Ivy. I think this guy may be a solid pick. We're not gonna get Ivy, but if we don't, if we was to take a chance, if we was to hope that Sharp would fall to us and he doesn't, I would hope Agbaji's on the board somewhere. I think he may go a little bit before us, maybe at 8 or something. Who knows? But the man's very athletically sound, and he'll probably develop a good he'll probably develop a game taking guys off the dribble. The more experience he gets in the league, he'll probably develop that two-way potential. So he's very coachable. So I think he's another safe. I don't want to say safe pick because I think he's better than a safe pick, but I'm going to say for us he's a safe pick. He just has to get with the coach and Tibbs, he just has to get minutes. That's all it is, man. He has to get minutes. But the guy has the wingspan to guard higher, bigger positions. He's good laterally. He has and like I said, he has the length. He's he can guard multiple positions, and he's only 6'5". Solid, man. I'm all for it.
Now he's a solid player though. Like I said, like you mentioned, I just feel like he has similar style of play to Quentin Grimes.
Grimes, right?
Yeah, yeah. So do we look for a different position or a different? That's what I'm saying. Like we need something else. We don't need carbon copies of the same guys. Though he's a little bit ranked, a little bit mocked towards the end of the lottery, and even maybe out of the lottery. I even saw somewhere, to 7 he could fall as far back as like 17. So I mean, but hey, this is your mock, this is your board. You know what I'm saying? You call it how you want it, but I can see why you like him. Though. He's a solid all around player. So
Go
ahead.
No, only thing is with him. No, he has the athleticism that Grimes may not make. Only thing is he don't. But I mean, I can see what you say in the sense of it wouldn't make sense to get him if he. It also, I mean, he's only a few inches. I mean, maybe taller than Grimes, maybe like 1 or 2. But I will say, I don't know. He shoots as well. I would say he shoots as well as Grimes. Grimes can shoot pretty well. So can this guy. He gets very hot. One thing with Agbaji, he gets very hot. He doesn't, when he gets hot, he gets hot. He's not going back to cold ever. So D Coolest. I don't know. I like this guy a lot, man. I just see a lot of. He gives me a laid back vibe, but he's not asking to be a scorer. I think I see him as a starter, but not a main scorer. But I do see him another guy playing. I do see him. I'm not gonna say in a Klay Thompson role, but I see him playing off of a guy that drives a lot. Probably playing next to a point guard. As a shooter, he can guard the wing. I see him as that kind of player. A strong 6'5", 6'6" wing. That can probably guard bigger. That's what I see him as because he has the athleticism and length to kind of make up. So I don't know. That's what I like about him. I feel like Grimes doesn't have that, but Grimes has. Grimes is not a. He's also. He's in your chest defender. So, his IQ makes up for a lot of things. Grimes' IQ makes up for a lot of things that he lacks too. He doesn't have the athletic speed burst, but he does have the. Oh shoot, my fault. He does have the IQ that makes up. So Agbaji seems coachable as well. My fault if I'm talking in circles, but
no, you good. And he was there for 4 years at Kansas, though, so he was able to soak up all that information. You know what I'm saying, and get better as the years went on. Because he ended up finishing the season with 18.8 points, 5.1 boards. 5.1 boards though, shooting at 40% for threes. So right there, you know what I'm saying. That lets you know he can let it fly. He's deadly in the catch and shoot. Too, and he's like you mentioned, he's like Grimes. If that shot's not there, he'll just take one dribble and then pull up. He's not going to waste too much time. Going east and west and shaking and baking. He's just gonna, one dribble pull up type player and get in your chest. That typical 3-and-D player. So that's the only reason why I brought up those similarities as far as what they bring to the table, though. You can't go wrong with them though. Like we mentioned, we need shooting. We need shooting, and we need high IQ players that play defense. There's really no wrong answer. It's like it just depends on pick your poison.
Yeah,
it's like we're at the bar right now. What do you want to sip on? What's your poison? That's all it is.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of guards it's a lot of guards around the same height with just different, with different flaws and stuff in their game. It's a lot of guards around that 6'4", 6'5" range. Like 6'5", 6'6", 6'5" range. Like the guys we just mentioned. There's so many guys in that range that are just they some of them has some of us like like you said, pick your poison. It's just I find that so funny.
Yep. So
Did I, was that number 8 for me?
yeah.
And I said, okay. And I said Agbaji. Now, I didn't say Johnny Davis, right?
I don't. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't know if you wrote it down.
I started to write it down, and then I stopped. So you had Paulo, you had Chet, you had Sharp,
Paulo, Chet,
you had
Sharp.
Then you had Jay. I think
that's song.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I stopped writing it down.
I don't pick Davis, but yeah, you can go. You can go ahead for number 9. For your number 9.
All right, I got Keegan.
Keegan, okay.
Yeah, because I went Shaden Sharp because he was the last guy with that athleticism. You know what I mean? After Jaden and Benedict and all that. So I was like, all right, I gotta let me go now that all the athleticism is gone. Let's go with a small forward with Keegan Murray. And I like Keegan Murray. 6'8", solid. He can either play the small forward or the power forward at 225. He was mocked to go for anywhere from 5th to 12th not too long ago. This is probably right before the tournament. So right before the tournament, he was mocked at 5th to 12th. So I have him at 9. I'm taking him at 9. Did you know he had a twin brother?
Keegan Murray?
Plays for the same team.
Oh, that I did not know.
Yeah, so I was watching him play, and I was like, I was watching him play, and it's coming out of a timeout, and I was, what the? All of a sudden, like, am I tripping? I see 2 of them. Just threw me off the first time I watched them. When they came out of the timeout for the Hawkeyes. He's not fast, he's not bouncy, but he's active. He's just poised. The way he plays, just at his own pace. He's a little stiff though out on the court, and that's kind of like now that we're out of the athleticism players. That's why I kind of got him going next. He has great fundamentals, great court awareness, below average athleticism. Like I mentioned, not shifty, but he does play under control, which I like. Like I a lot of times when you're super athletic, you think you can just hang in the air a little too long, make last second decisions, and then you end up being a turnover machine. So that's something about, being athletic that you have to worry about. When the guys don't have that athleticism, they're more careful with the rock. You know what I'm saying? They know they can't, get past guys with their first step. So they use angles more and kind of play under control and under their own pace, which I like about him. He will box you out in the low post, and he ain't afraid to do the dirty work and get putbacks and things like that. So he's just a good fundamentally sound player, with setting screens, just efficient scorer. He ain't afraid to pull up a midi or go long range. He just has nice, like, all around game as far as I'm concerned. He could take you to the cup, but he's not gonna, shake and bake you, basically getting all the way over there. He just get a direct line. If he gets stopped, he's gonna pivot, pivot and pop. So, I'm okay with his game. It's just not gonna wow you. To me, his game's just not gonna wow you. It's like oh, okay, he can ball. Just basically, he can ball. He can hoop it up. He understands the game. It's kind of how I see him. It's kind of how I see him out there. Yeah, he's just a nice, safe pick, I guess, if you put it that way. A nice, safe pick at 6'8".
Right.
Yeah, and we just don't have that many 6'8" guys. You know.
You mean on the team?
Yeah, on the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have about 4. We actually no, we have about 5 actually. Technically, if you want to be technical.
I mean, if you want to talk about like Taj Gibson and Jericho Sims,
Yeah.
who are playing
Maybe
center
Randall,
at 6'9". Yeah.
Randall's about 6'9". Obi's 6'9". Cam Reddish about
Yeah.
six
Oh,
eight, six
yeah.
nine. So technically,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're there.
Yeah.
Now you mean wings?
Yeah. Well, this guy could play either small forward or power forward. So it gives you that option. That's another thing. It gives you that option of you can play him at either position.
Right. Wait, which guy you said?
I'm talking about Keegan Murray. Yeah.
Yeah, Keegan Murray. Yeah. He can play. Yeah. He might be a little slow for the twos for the backcourt though, but
Oh no, he'll get burnt. He'll get burnt playing the two. Yeah.
3s and 4s. Yeah, he can handle some 3s and 4s. He has like he's another guy with smooth game, smooth discipline, coachable game. Yeah, that's another one.
All right, so who you got?
So I think I'm at number 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to go with this guy who is a pure wing. I think he's more of a 4 than a 3. My man from LSU, Tari Eason. I'm gonna go with my man Tari Eason at 9. He's he's an energy guy, and I have forgot all about him, so I looked into him again. Yeah, energy guy. He has athleticism, and he will use it. He is using that to his advantage. He has a lot of defensive upside, a lot of offensive upside. He's always out on fast breaks. He's always out there. He will push it. I will say he has very solid game. Tari Eason is a very good pick. He'd be a very good another one to be. I don't like to call guys safe picks because I feel like that makes them less of what they are. But Tari Eason, he could push stuff. He can push. He got good handle. Another guy with handle, just like our man Randall. Okay, well, I mean not say that because Randall doesn't have the best handle, but he's another guy. He can push. He will push a fast break. He uses long strides. He has good hands. Very active, very catch and finish kind of guy. Good motor. He is. I almost cursed. He has a very good motor. I'm trying to remember everything. He has a very good motor, yo. Very good. Always, always.
He does though. He does.
He's always there under the basket for for putbacks and all that other ish, all that stuff. He's always active. I like that about him a lot. I like that about him a lot, man. Very good, very, very disruptive. That's a good energy guy. I think I like him more than I hate to say it because we didn't get to him yet. Remember the guy we talked about, Kendall Brown?
Yeah. I like him way better than Kendall Brown.
Yeah, I like him. Kendall Brown's expected to go somewhere after.
He fell. Kendall Brown was originally supposed to go like 12th. He was supposed to be in the lottery.
B. Willis. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Then he fell all the way back to 17. They kind of switched. It was supposed to be Jeremy Sohan that was supposed to be 17th and Kendall Brown 12th, but now they flipped and flopped and Jeremy's in that range now and Kendall fell all the way back, which makes me a little more happy because that's kind of how I felt. I felt like Jeremy was a better player anyways, but when I was watching them. Yeah. I kept seeing Kendall Brown more of as an Obi Toppin. They had that same frame, they had that same stiffness.
Better than him, yeah. Obi might be better than him.
Yeah, they moved. They just had that same movement together, the same movement as far as athleticism and leaking out and same kind of style of play.
Yeah, man.
I don't mean to cut you off. You want to salute some cats in the chat? Because I really can't do it from my phone.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, B. Willis. Yeah, okay. B. Willis said I did already. That means he said I did say Johnny Davis already. My man Chuck. Salute C-Mac, D. Coolish, Sherwin. Salute my guys. Shaden Keegan Murray, 6'8", a non-athletic player that can't wow you. That sounds like a Knicks subliminal. I don't know I don't know who he's talking about at the time. Oh, Keegan Murray. He's talking about
Yeah,
Keegan Murray.
Keegan Murray. Yeah.
I think he'd be better than Kevin Knox, though. I will say that. I mean, he could put it on the deck a little better. I don't know. He reminds me of him, but I think he'd be better. Same height, same.
Right. That's a good comparison. Like
Yeah.
Kevin Knox with Hart. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin Knox with heart. Yeah, I think he might be a little bit smarter. I think he's a little bit more, and he has defensive potential. I mean, and they said something about Knox. They said Knox had defensive potential. His scouting report said that. You know, it said he can guard guys in the one-on-one. Like he will. You know, because he was athletic enough to do it. He had the length. Kevin Knox has a little wingspan on him. He has the length to do it. Now, that's on him to have the motor. That's on the player, not so much the coaches all the time. I mean, I still blame Fizdale. He's a piece of you know what, but you know I'll get to that. But salute my guys. Like again, salute my guys in the chat. Salute Young Income. Your shout out to the chat. Salute. Yeah, Sochan. Yeah, I'm gonna get to Sochan soon actually. But yeah, C-Mac. Oh, C-Mac asked what other guy is CAA. I think Shaden Sharp is CAA, or maybe he just plays for Kentucky. Well, played for Kentucky. He didn't really play, but he might be CAA. But yeah, that's my pick for number 9. I think it is. I got Tari Eason. You know, if we can't get none of those, I mean, he's another athletic freak. So if we can't get, I think he deserves. Because I think Jared. Let me see. Wisdom. I had a mock draft too. I think not a mock draft, but I had so Tari East is expected to go, you know, like a little bit right outside the ladder, you know, maybe 15, 16. He's expected to go somewhere around there, a little bit outside of it. And he has, you know what? If he could shoot, he'd probably be higher. He'd probably be like 7, 8, maybe 6. He's an athletic freak, and he'd be able, you know, if he could shoot, that would be the icing on the cake. I don't know if his shooting is as good as everything else. He has a lot more to work on, but you know, for what this team needs, I mean, he has some shooting potential. He has some to him. I like that about him. But if he did it more like a Jaren Jackson, like Jaren Jackson is not really a shooter, but he will shoot. He can shoot well as well. Like he's just, you know, I mean, I see the game when he killed Warriors last night. He was pulling from far, and you know, he took that other shot. I think was it Game 5? I think it was Game 5. He took that shot, you know, and that last shot. I thought that shot should have went to Tyus Jones, but Tari Eason, he might give me Jaren Jackson vibes. You know, athletic, maybe just not as tall. Jaren Jackson's about 6'11", but Tari Eason might give me that. Just he has that. You know, he comes into the game. He might be a defender first, and then his offense starts to catch up to the NBA. Then he starts to become himself. I think Tari Eason. I think it'll translate well for him. I don't know why I'm still talking about this guy. I like this guy a lot, man. And I like him. I like him more or less if we don't get the other guys, the other guards. You know, but that's one of my favorite wings outside of that's pretty much one of my favorite wings. Well, as far as his height, 6'9", 6'8", that might be one of my favorite wings in the draft. I mean, for us. I mean, I know Banchero's not coming, so he's a power forward, but I like Tari Eason a lot, man. If he could knock down a corner 3, he would fit on this team so well. It's not even funny. He doesn't have.
I like Tari Eason too. He's just a little further down the board than.
I just feel like if we don't strike out on them other guys, I feel like now him. I got him at 9. I feel like, like the thing is, because he's likely to fall to us in that range. I mean, a lot of guys felt that.
Yeah. I can see him like I mentioned before, and we'll get to like if he's around that 11th pick. If it isn't for the other guys in front of him, in front of my board, then I'm taking Tari too, though, because
you want to? Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. So my fault.
No, I was just gonna go into to Tari, but it's not even my pick yet. So go ahead.
Because I had to think because we named a lot of guys, so I'm looking at another draft board here. I just pulled one up.
Mm-hmm.
There's talent at 11. You know,
yes.
This was I don't know. Was this an ESPN projected first round? They had a lot of guys that me and you said. Yeah, a lot of the guys that me and you said already. Because we're only at 9. There's a few guys that we didn't say yet. We almost had 11, which we're projected to get.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot. Let me see. There's a lot of names that slipped.
There's a name that is probably which I'm going for next. That's going to be talked about. Dyson Daniels.
Yeah, so we can go to that one. Yep, we can go to number 9 for you or 10?
It's number 9, I believe. One.
Number 9.
No, number 10 for me.
Number
Number
10
10.
for you. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, so I'm going on. I'm with the 10th pick. I'm going Dyson Daniels. He played for the G League Ignite. He was actually on the All Star team
Mhm.
for the for the
Okay.
All Star. He actually played in the All Star game.
If you're on the
Um,
Ignite, you definitely going to the NBA. But yeah, guys.
yeah, his vision is crazy. So that's the reason why I got him so high, is that he has great vision, just an excellent passer, can thread the needle, will drive then kick. You know what I mean? Doesn't turn the rock over. Just he sees plays ahead of time. I don't want to say like mellow ballish though, but he has like crazy pass. Like he'll do a nice little touch pass if somebody passes to him. He'll do a nice little no look touch pass. Um, the more I watched his game is just he just sees plays ahead of time. Um, he's not gonna like his ball handling skills are not great. He's more of a straight line driver. He's not very twitchy. Not ain't gonna shake you. Not shifty. But he can't. And his floater game is crazy. He reminds me of IQ so much that he depends on that floater game. You know how IQ would do a 10 or 12-foot floater around the charity stripe and not pull up a midi. He
Right.
does the exact same thing. So I would just like, because that's what IQ needs, is somebody with vision. You know what I'm saying, to teach him how to see plays ahead of time. Then they could also talk about that floater game, because IQ was a master of it his rookie year. He just ended up switching it up a little bit, and ended up taking more middies and less dependent on that floater game where he was driving to the cup using glass. You know what I'm saying, and finishing through contact. So I feel like they could work together, work off, another kind of figure things out. Like, okay, this is how I see things. This is how this is what you should do. And I feel like IQ would be a good mentor. I wouldn't even say mentor, because no, he's a little older. Yeah, a good mentor. Plus, he's been there for 2 years. So yeah, I can see a young vet mentor, and they kind of like learn from one another. So like, to me, he has a lot better vision and passing skills than a lot of the other, because it's flashy passing. It's not just like just I'm gonna find you in your spot though, but it's gonna look good too getting there. So that's kind of what I liked about him. Um, he's not strong enough to finish through contact. He kind of avoids contact with that floater, like I mentioned. But
Mhm.
yeah, his 3-point percentage ain't that good. He only shoots at a 25.5%. But like I mentioned, you get him in the gym with the IQ and a Grimes, and then they'll work on those kind of mechanics and get that 3-point. Because we don't have that. We don't have good passers on the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of why I have him around that area. Is we need somebody who could facilitate. You know what I'm saying? Find the open guys. You know what I'm saying? Thread the needle. Find them on backdoor cuts. Just things like that. And then if you can hit the open shot or take the floater, then that's a start. And he has good wingspan too. So he's 6'6". Well, it's not great wingspan. I think it's a 6'9" wingspan.
Um, Dyson Daniels.
Yeah.
I think it's a 6'8", 6'9" wingspan. Yes.
Yeah. He averages 2 steals per game, because he has a high motor on the defense. You know what I'm saying? He's a good on ball defender. Good defense. Uses his length. Plays the passing lanes. Um, just always pestering players. We want those guys that are always being pesty. High IQ, because he jumps the lanes too, because he reads the passes on the defensive end, where he reads the passes and jumps the lanes and gets those fast break points though. So even though he's not a great shooter, he has great defense, and he's able to keep guys in front of him, so he can actually guard 1 through 3 on the defensive end as well. So how it is. If Tibbs is gonna be a coach, you got to start on the defensive end, and that's a lot what these players around this area, they're all really good defensive players. So whoever we pick in this area is going to get the opportunity to get some run because of their, defensive prowess that they bring to the table from the jump. Talking about the Tari Easons, talking about this guy who I'm talking about, Dyson Daniels, and then a lot of other guys that I'm going to be bringing up next with my next couple picks. But he's just a good on-ball defender and an off-ball defender. With his weak side help. He'll block shots on the weak side, and he'll grab boards too. So he's not afraid to get in there and get those boards. And he's switchable on pick and rolls if he ends up getting switched on a 2 or 3. So yeah, I like him for those reasons. High IQ on the defense, good defensive player, and good vision on the offensive end with his floaters. So how do you feel about Tyson, or he's not on your list?
He's coming up on mine. He's coming up on mine. I get Chris Duarte vibes from him, but he's coming up. Chris Duarte, similar height, 6'6", 6'5", disciplined player, coachable. Those the vibes I get from him. He's coming soon on my list, though. I had somebody else at
Okay. Well, shoot. Who you got? Who you got next? Because that was pretty much what I had on him.
So for me at 10, I have Jeremy Sochan.
All right.
I have Jeremy.
That's what's up.
Small forward. When he might be the best defender in the draft, I don't know. Very switchable. About 6'8", about 6'9", 7 foot wingspan. That's a positive wingspan. He's not a scorer yet. He has scoring. He may have some potential somewhere, but he's more of a defensive, pest. Gives me a lot of Scotty Barnes vibes. Scotty Barnes, Karolinko. Calm defender, has a lot of potential, very disciplined, and I think he could be very, very, very. I think he'd be solid on the Knicks. That's another wing. After Tari Eason, that's a wing right there that I would like. Jared, like I said, he's very switchable. Very switchable. He has solid game. He's smart. That's another thing I like about him. He's a high IQ player. Got a lot of defensive comparisons that I like about him. Some people said Scottie Pippen. Some people said, like I said, Scotty Barnes, the other Scotty. Some people said, I just mentioned Karolinko because of length, because of wingspan, the arms. I think he'd be solid, yo. I think he'd be solid. He has a motor. He has the size, length, and the motor, and the feel for the game. So, Jeremy Sochan, what is that, 10 for me? Yeah. I got Sochan at 10, man. Solid rebound. He's just very another well disciplined player. Very fundamentally sound. Shooting isn't his best, but he's not afraid to pull it. His shooting can get worked on. It can get worked on. About it. Like I said, 6'8". He's young too. He'll probably be my 19 by the time the draft comes. He's a good finisher.
Yeah, I think he just turned 19 this month.
Yeah, he just turned. I think so.
Yeah.
I know Tari Eason just turned. I think his birthday was the other day as well.
Okay.
I think 2 days ago. But yeah, good youngins, man. Fresh leg youngins with step in that, with pep in their step. And
no, but Tari Eason had 2 years at LSU though.
No, he did. I don't know. He probably 2021. I think he's 21.
Yeah. See, I think Jeremy is the youngest player in the whole draft.
Yeah, I think so. Jeremy's young. Yeah, he's 18. Just turned 19. But yeah, Jeremy is Jeremy is solid, man. He reminds me of I don't want to say he reminds me of the guy. He's probably gonna be better. He's probably like the Usman Garuba of this draft because he's very versatile. And like I say, doesn't have a flashy game. I hope the Knicks are not thinking flashy. Even though I mean, if we have the availability,
What you said, Shannon Sharp? What you talking about?
Shaden Sharp, no, but
It
see, Shaden Sharp
doesn't get no flashier than that.
no, I like Shaden Sharp, but I'm saying I like I don't like what Knicks think is flashy. Like what Knicks think is flashy won't work for us. We because I don't want us to draft what we think is flashy. I want us to draft what we think is right. But they, the Knicks the right thinking is right, and Knicks don't go in the same sense. So. No, Shaden Sharp just has the gift for athleticism. I can't knock him on that one. That's why I want him. But I know he can hoop. I got a feeling like he knows how to hoop. Like he'll come alive. He'll be a dog. But Jeremy Sochan, I like this guy a lot. Like I say, he's another dog, another high motor. Just like he has a good feel. He might have a better feel for the game than I don't want to say than Tari Eason. I don't know how because his shooting.
I think that.
You think so? Yeah. Because
defensively, I believe so.
His feel. He has a good neck, like a good feel,
yeah. And I would say offensively too, though, because that's my next pick too is Jeremy Sochan at 11, right where we're drafted at right now.
That guy, but Sochan, he's that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because he knows what he brings to the table. He knows that he's not a good 3-point shooter, so when he catches it out there, he'll hit you with a little pump fake, and then he'll take you to the rack, and then he'll work you in the post too.
In the post, I like about him.
Yeah, so he'll add a little bit to his bag. He has like enough skills where he's comfortable putting the ball on the deck and getting to the cup. He just ain't gonna put himself out of character. He knows what he does. And I mentioned like my comparison was a Kyle Kuzma. Remember how Kyle Kuzma, because they had the same like body frame too. Remember when Kyle Kuzma first his rookie year, he was kind of had that baby fat on him.
6'9", 6'10" ish.
Yeah. He kind of had that baby fat on him. You know what I mean? Then later on, he kind of thinned out by working out. That's kind of how Sochan is because he's so young. He just at 230, he weighs a lot for 230. You remember how Melo used to weigh a lot, but you didn't really because he carried his weight differently. That's kind of how they're similar in their body type. They carry their weight around differently. But he's very mobile with his feet. He's very twitchy and has good footwork, So I like that about him, that he could guard multiple positions, like you mentioned, 2 through 4, maybe a 1, like a bigger guard, like a Dinwiddie. If he has a guard like a Dinwiddie or a Luka out on the perimeter, he could hold his own. But if he's going up against a fast, twitchy point guard, then he's gonna get ate up quick. But that's what I like, that he's that Swiss Army knife that on the defensive end, that he'll be able to get some run because he's basically a Tibbs guy. He's switchable and high IQ on the defensive end.
We're still talking about Jeremy, right?
Yeah, we're still talking about Jeremy. That high motor, he just has a high motor offensively and defensively, where he's gonna die for the loose rock. He's gonna jump into the stands, get you those extra possessions, just do all the dirty and gritty work that other players don't want to do. He's just gonna give you that energy. So I feel like that alone will get him some run. Then you slowly, get him going with the shot, and then he'll just get a whole lot better. That's why I like him, for that reason. He was a sixth man of the year too for the Big 12 as well. So he wasn't a starter. Him and Tari both weren't starters. That's why it's similar. Like, who do you want? Because to me, like their style of play is like, so like I mentioned, he's more of a Kuzma, and then Tari's built more like LeBron James. More powerful, more stronger. One dribble, get to the cup, power dunk. Power.
Yeah,
where
it's a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, where Sochan is more finesse, what I'm saying? He's more twitchy, more twitchy, more like his length will bother you more than powerful Tari Eason. Right. So it just depends on who do you want. Do you want the more powerful guy, or do you want the more I wouldn't say athletic. I would just say more twitchy. The powerful guy or the twitchy guy?
He might be more versatile. They're both versatile because they both can guard. They probably can both guard, some other positions. I think Sochan might be a little bit more versatile though.
Yeah, that's why I have him slightly ahead of Tari Eason for that reason.
Sochan's maybe a little more versatile, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your go. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Oh no, that was pretty much all. I was just wrapping it up.
Oh, okay, yeah. My last one I want to say real quick. There's another forward, man. The Ousmane Deng dude. Yeah, that's the last guy from France. That's another guy that might be a freak of nature. Who knows? What is he, about 6'10"? I think he's about 6'10". He might be another athletic freak. I don't know. Another one whose birthday is coming up. Youngin. He's 19 years old, so 18, 19. Another 6'10" wingspan, might be able to defend multiple positions. He might be able to put it on the deck. Can play make.
He's a center, right?
No, I think might be a power forward. I don't think he's a center.
Okay.
So, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a small forward, power forward.
Okay. Is he just jumping up your board, or is he like rising up the board on
I think he's rising up the board in general. He has a lot of potential, man. This is another one. I don't want to say he's a project, but then again, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It could either go real good. I don't think it'll go bad for him in the NBA, basically. But I don't want to say that he'll have like a fantastic year. I think he gives me I get a vibe that he'll have a safe year. I don't know. I just know he can do a lot. He has a lot of all-around game. He's one of those guys that may break out like their third, fourth year, but you see the potential in the rookie year, depending on the fit.
This is your 11th pick or is your 10th pick?
It's my 11th.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm going with Tari Eason with my 11th pick.
11's a lucky number, man, because
No. I'm sorry. I'm going with Tari with my 12th pick. Because I had Jeremy at my 11th pick.
Okay.
Yeah. And Tari's been mocked as high as even 9 before. So, like I said, it's just pick your poison. Do you want the strong guy, or do you want the more fluid guy? The guy with the twitchier hips. Or the guy who's just going to keep someone in front of him, who's not as shifty. So I mean, it just depends. Like I mentioned, pick your poison. Who do you want? You can't go wrong picking either one. It's kind of like I mentioned that. Do you prefer Jaden Ivey or do you prefer Johnny Davis? It's kind of the same thing. Do you prefer Tari Eason or do you prefer Sochan? So yeah, you can't go wrong either way. They both have high IQ on the defensive end. They're both very relentless on the defensive end. And he's strong. I seen him like guys drive to the cup, then he gets his hand on the rock and then he just stops them. You know what I'm saying? Like he's either gonna get a jump ball from that one hand on the rock, or they're gonna go up and he's gonna go up against them and either block it, or what I'm saying, he's gonna stop their motion and just stop him in motion, because that's how strong he is. And that's why I compared him to like LeBron James, as far as just someone who's just a lot stronger than their opponents. So you're not going to get past them. You're just going to run into a wall. Yeah. So that's all I'm getting at. That's why I take him at 12 too. So I just prefer the twitchier guy, the guy who's going to be all over the court, what I'm saying, switchable and playing with high energy and high motor. But
Okay.
Yeah.
This was 12?
Yeah, that was 12, yeah.
That was 12. And you had Sochan, right?
No, I got Tari for 12. I had Jeremy for 11.
You got Tari. Yeah, you just said okay. What did I pick? I had, what is that? I'm on 11? I think I'm on 11.
No, you should be on 12 now.
Oh shoot! I thought. Oh, I guess I had Usman Dieng at 11.
Yeah.
All right, now with 12, now I'm gonna have to go with Dyson.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna have to go with my boy Dyson. Now I feel like this is where it gets safer. Dyson has stupid. For some reason, I just feel like the Knicks aren't looking at Dyson. However, he is a solid pick. He is a solid pick in the draft, and he's another one, 19 years old, young, and you know if somebody plays on the Ignite, you know if they play on the Ignite, they're going to they're bound, they're gonna be solid in the NBA. Like my man Scoot Henderson, he's solid. Um, what's the name? Dyson, defensive impact. You hope that he's not a. You hope he's another one. You hope he's not a. Reminds me of. I hate to say it, man, because he doesn't. He's gonna. I think he's gonna be better than this guy. He's gonna be like I said with Chet Holmgren with Porzingis. I think that Dyson is gonna be the healthy version of what this guy should have been. I'm thinking of Dante Exum. I don't know why, but I think he's gonna be the healthy version of what of what Dante Exum should have been. Just athletic dude. I don't know why he reminds me of Dante Exum, but athletic dude, can finish, can play make. Good defensive potential. 6'6". You might be able to throw him against some small forwards. Maybe. I don't know per se. Has good IQ. Very good IQ. Oh, pardon me. I'm sorry. He makes the extra pass. He has good vision. I think he'd be solid for us. He like you mentioned a little bit before sub. You said he'd be good playing alongside Quickly. I think he'd be solid alongside Quickly. Now, of course, I like McBride. Of course, I want to see. Of course, I still want to see McBride. Get the keys eventually. But Dyson is Dyson is solid in this role, man. I think the only problem with Dyson might be his shooting. Shooting could use some work. Could use some area. He could use some improvement on shooting. He doesn't have. He's not the best catch and shoot guy. About it. That's what I got at 12. I think it's 11. Is it 11 for me? That's what I got at 12. I'm sorry. Man, Dyson Daniels.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, Cully, you didn't read the super chatter platter that we got?
Yeah, my fault. I've seen it. I didn't get a chance to get to it. Yeah, shout out to my man, your very own Freezy, man, at Blorange Tears. Cully is the GOAT. Cully GOAT. LOL. Thank you, Freezy. I appreciate you, my brother. I tried to convince Freezy to rock on with us tonight. It couldn't work. I tried to use reverse psychology on him. I tried to hit him with the you said something about joining with us. I tried to hit him with that, earlier today. Like, did you say that earlier? Try to get in his head. Didn't work. He didn't take the bait. So it is what it is. Freezy's still around though, as you can see. He got other things to do. He's working. So it is what it is. It's all good, man.
That's right. You got your boy here, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got my boy Sub here, man. I got my boy Sub
Sticking off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Sub
I'm in my Hugh Hefner robe.
Sub is under the weather right now, man. Literally.
Sticking off, man.
I couldn't tell he couldn't hear it in his voice. I don't know what to say, man. But yeah, Sub is still rocking out with us, man. So shout outs to Sub, man. My boy caught the dragon. He caught the dragon, man. That's out there, and get well soon, Sub. We didn't tell y'all yet because we didn't have to.
Appreciate it though. Appreciate it.
Shout out to my boy Sub. Hopefully he gets better soon. I know what it's like. It's tough, and yeah, he's still rocking with us somehow, some way, right? So here we are. Was we at number 13?
Yeah, we had 13. Go ahead and kick it off. We got the last two.
Oh man. This is a tough one. Now there's so much talent out there. The Coolest got a question for you, Sub. Now this is where I may have to say, in this case for number 13, There's another wing out there. Okay, no, I'm not gonna say him. Okay, so number 13. This is where I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to name the big men. So this is where I'm going to say Mark Williams from Duke.
82 Betty.
82. Oh, my fault. Yeah, 82 Vetty. The coolest. So this is where I'm gonna have to say. He said like an old school joint. He was on point. This is where I'm gonna have to say Mark Williams at as my 13th. I'm not crazy on Mark. No, Mark Williams is nice. I'm sorry. He has the old school game though, but he's very go get it, kind of big, solid big, and play both sides. Tough. Mark Williams is tough.
It's about time we went after a big though. People was gonna start saying like, what do we got against the bigs?
I have something against the bigs because only when it comes to the Knicks I do because you're right, Finesse. I forgot about Jalen. And so yeah, Mark Williams. So I mentioned the bigs because I didn't think about the bigs because I'm more into the backcourt. You know, I feel like we have bigs. And no, I don't count Taj. I'm sorry, Taj. You're not a big. You are a end of bench guy. You're a tough guy, but you're an end of bench guy. I'm sorry. But
what? Mitch is on his way out the door though.
That's what I'm saying. So that leads me to say I only say Mark Williams because I only say Mark Williams because in case Mitch leaves, we have a solid big, very solid big on the squad. And that's why I would say Mark Williams. Now, you say Mitch is staying on Finesse. I don't know. I don't think so.
And I hope so though. But
the Knicks are prepared. I think they're slowly preparing us for his departure, just in a crappy, corny kind of way. I think they're preparing us for him. No, I really do because the Knicks, you don't find out stories until late, and I don't like that with the Knicks. Because Knicks fans aren't stupid, and I hate when you got a guy that doesn't do interviews, and he does them every so often.
Did you see that shirt he wore the other day though on Twitter? Either Knicks or nowhere.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yes.
Yeah. Is that cap?
I don't think so, but hey, it's happened. It's happened to other players. I mean, Reggie Bullock left, and I don't care about Reggie Bullock, but. He even left. I'm sure he wanted to be a Knick for life, or maybe that's what he said. Maybe not. But
no, I don't mean to cut you off though. But is the draft is his extension deadline before the draft or after the draft?
Mitch.
Yeah, I know it's next month.
I think it's after the draft.
After the draft, that's what I was thinking too. So yeah, it's like the end of the month, huh? The end of June.
Yeah, I think so. Don't quote me, but I think so.
So yeah, I mean, I'm with you too though, because that's who I have next on my board is Mark Williams because of that reason. If Mitch is gone, he's a poor man's Mitch to me. He's one of those guys that can guard the perimeter. His first year at Duke, he only averaged 7.1 points. 4.5 boards, 1.4 blocks. Then his second year, he averaged 11.2 points, 7.4 boards, and then 2.8 blocks. So he led in blocks. You know what I'm saying? He could be the next, Dollar Tree blockness monster out there. And he has good enough footwork to guard the perimeter at a 7-foot pigeon-toed, big.
Right.
Yeah. He's just out there. He's able to guard the perimeter, use his lateral movement, backpedal. He's switchable like Mitch is. Just a thin frame though, 7'1", 242, but he has that 7'7" wingspan, which helps him when he's in help defense from if he's in no man's land, kind of sagging over to help the defender, and then able to close back out and get back and recover on his guy. That's kind of he would be like just a backup plan if we do lose Mitch. If they kind of figured out by that point, all right, best available player, we need a big. I ain't mad if they take him, towards the end of that lottery pick. So that's why I have him at 13.
Right.
He does all of his damage in the paint. He could post up. You know what I'm saying? Unlike Mitch, though, he has a little baby hooked to his post up game, and he has a little bit in his arsenal. He cleans the glass. He does all those putbacks, catches, oops. He has great touch around the rim. With his tip backs. Yeah, and he has a little push shot. Not a floater, just a little push shot with his athleticism. It just allows him to do all those different types of things. You're not going to run your offense through him. He's basically, like I said, like a Mitch though, but he can get his own bucket if he needs to.
Yep.
So I'm cool with him. I have him ahead of Jalen Duren though, because of those reasons. He's more athletic to me than a Jalen Duren, and more lengthier. Jalen Duren's only 6'11".
6'11", right?
Yeah, and Mark Williams is 7'1", and he has that 7'7" wingspan.
Is he a bigger body too? No.
Yeah, Jalen Duren's a bigger body. So I mentioned, Mark Williams is more like Mitch was his rookie year. Thin, wiry. Then Jalen Duren's more solid, like a Dwight Howard type body type. You know what I mean? Where he's just gonna dunk everything. Just big, strong, overwhelm you with his strength. He does all those other things too, like catches oops though, and block shots though. But like I mentioned before, just pick your poison. Do you want the thin, wiry guy, or do you want the big, powerful, strong guy? And that's, as you notice, I've been going with the thin, wiry guys because that's the way that the league has gone. They've moved away from the big, strong guys. You want guys who are switchable now on defense.
Right.
So that's why I went with Jeremy instead of Tari. That's why
we got a guy like that too. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, don't sleep on Jericho Sims. He's gonna be he's gonna be in the weight room all summer. You know what I'm saying?
Sims. I mean, we had Kenny Wooten, but he was another 6'9" guy, a 6'9" big that could block and get up there. But Knicks, they ain't ball.
Somebody picked him up. Didn't he go to the Warriors or something?
Not that I know of.
I mean, like last year when he was on
maybe
Rockets. Okay, I know he went somewhere. I know somebody had signed him though, but yeah. I mean, look at Farron Hunt. Farron Hunt's super athletic too, though. But
I would look to get a chance.
He had his chance during the last couple of games, and he fumbled it. He fumbled the bag. He was dropping passes. The lights were too bright for him at that moment. Yeah, because I saw a couple highlights, and he was catching oops backwards and yamming. I was like, whoa, and a bunch of fast breaks, but when those lights shine on you in New York, like, ooh, you better step your game up.
They get bright, I know.
So those are my last two picks. So I was going with Mark Williams at 13 and Jalen Duren with 14.
Yeah, that's who I got at 14. I got Jalen Duren. I forgot all about Jalen Duren. Actually, I might have had. Yeah, I guess I got him after Mark as well.
Yeah, I guess we're a little biased towards our guards and wings.
Yeah, because I don't really care for like the Knicks and Big. I just don't like because the Knicks still think that the Big can do everything, man. I don't know what they're looking for with Bigs. I want the Knicks to get a guard, man. Not so much the guard, but just some athleticism now. If you're not gonna get a guard, get some athleticism. Get something that could run, please. Somebody that could run, man. I don't want to see nobody that can't keep up and winded and be getting smoked by other teams. I just don't want to see that, man. I get tired of seeing it. Tired of seeing teams outrun us. Oh, look who came in.
Okay. All right. You got anything else you wanna add, Kelly? Because that's pretty much wraps it all up.
I think that wraps it all up, man, for me.
All right. I'd like to thank y'all that joined us tonight. Knicks After Party. Those who were in the chat, writing comments, and for those who watched the replay, don't forget to support your boys by smashing that like button and subscribing. So appreciate y'all rocking with us, y'all. We'll be back next week. Knicks After Party. You got any questions? You go ahead and put some questions in the chat. We just go rock out till Unc, pulls the cord.